I saw this video going relatively viral over on X. So it's this Muslim woman. Her name is Shurinan Nessa. So she's the woman that got doxxed and claimed the victim after getting doxxed for the whole Jeffrey Marsh saga. I believe it was last year or the year prior. I remember making a video about the whole doxing and saying that it's not right to dox anyone. It's never right to do that because you're putting someone's life at risk. And that's before I was calling to attention the problems with the religion of Islam at the time, because I was dealing with the whole transgender debate at that time. Believe it or not, there's lots to cover, right? Especially nowadays. So this woman, this Muslim woman, does not feel bad for Charlie Kirk. In fact, she's celebrating his death. She's one of the egregious people that celebrates his assassination. And that to me just does not fly at all. That is absolutely horrible. I'll show you the video in just a moment, but she has actually proved Charlie Kirk right with this video. And I mean, who the hell is this woman to even say such things? She is a Muslim. She is worshipping a PDF file, first and foremost, Muhammad. And also the Quran tells her evidently to end the life of Christians and Jews, etc., etc. So you're saying that Charlie, that had nothing wrong at all, he wasn't a racist, he wasn't a homophobe, he wasn't a transphobe, none of these phobes that you're throwing out there. He did bring attention, though, to the problem with the religion of Islam, which obviously this person brings attention to in the video, and she's not happy about that. Now, you've got 7 million followers online, and you are spreading this vile hatred. 7.4 million people follow this woman. That's a problem. And yet you don't even have the decency to, like, you're celebrating his death, for goodness sake. Like, what is wrong with you? You're depraved, just like the killer. Anyone that is celebrating the murder of Charlie Kirk is just as depraved as the killer is. In fact, I really do worry for those people, because at any moment they can snap too, just like Tyler Robinson did. And she's spreading even more hate on her platform. So she's potentially going to cause more radical violence. These people are dangerous with their kinds of words. And we've got to be very, very careful. And that's exactly why I exist, to call them out as well and try and put them in their place. So first and foremost, you go and claim to be the victim of getting doxxed, and then you want to, you know, the old saying, you reap what you sow, right? Can only imagine how people are going to react to this. Like, people that have some level of decency can go, you are horrible. Anyway, have a watch.
Some of you out there getting very emotional over Charlie Kirk. Yes, I feel bad for his kids. Not for him, though. I'm just going to go over some groups that he did not like. Charlie Kirk is the type of person that would force his own 10-year-old child to give birth if she got. Charlie Kirk is also a man that did not have any sympathy for any children that were in Gaza. Does that not register with you guys? Charlie Kirk did not have any sympathy for any Palestinians dying. He even believed the place did not exist because he was pro is not real. He spread racism, Islamophobia, anti-Semitism, anti-LGBTQIA+. Have we all forgot about that? I said it before and I'll say it again. I don't feel bad for him. I feel bad for his kids, his two kids, because his two kids are now going to grow up without no father. Yes, he was a bad man, but they're going to grow up with no father now. And they're going to know what happened to him when they grow up. And I want to quickly quote what he said, okay? I think it's worth to have a cost of, unfortunately, some gun deaths every single year so that we can have the Second Amendment. And now he got shot on Utah campus. He's now a statistic.
Why do you feel bad for his kids and not for him? See, you wouldn't need to feel bad for his kids if he was still here, right? So why don't you feel bad for Charlie? And people that are getting very emotional, I still get emotional, man. Like, watching the open casket and just the honoring of Charlie Kirk during the United Kingdom march that Tommy Robinson did, honoring him with 3 million patriots. Like, that's special, man. It really is. So yes, we have every right to get emotional because he meant something a lot more than what you mean. See, Charlie didn't spread hate. You are. So in my books, Charlie meant a hell of a lot more than you. In fact, you are relatively dangerous in your words. That total fabrications, those 2 points. The first one, Charlie would apparently force his 10-year-old that got raped to give birth because that's what Charlie believed, the abortion argument. Charlie was pro-life, like so many people are. And so you should be. We should be focusing in on defending innocent life. Now, a 10-year-old, that's a pretty extreme example. What in the world would a 10-year-old, Charlie Kirk's 10-year-old be doing? Like, she hasn't even gone through puberty yet. So I think the youngest I saw was like 11, but she went through early puberty, I think it was. And that was in your bloody religion, woman. Hey, you are the one that worships a PDF file that allows raping innocent young kids. So why in the world are you trying to go after Charlie for a hypothetical that hasn't even happened? And no, Charlie does not, like, he stood for life. But when it comes down to the innocent child, what about that? Like, are you saying that it's wrong? So, and by the way, who are the actual 10-year-olds that are getting raped? By which men? Maybe you should look at that. And also the second claim that she raised about Charlie not having any empathy for the children that are getting, taken out in Gaza at the moment, that is a total and utter lie. He spoke about it many times. There's countless videos on the internet of him talking about the horrors of what's going on in Gaza. Like, I've spoken about it too. It's a horrible thing. It's a tragic thing, but you got to look at it from the perspective of Hamas is the one that caused it, woman. Again, your hateful religion is what's causing it, not Israel. Israel's fighting back. But again, you're too much of a dingbat to realize that Palestine does not exist. Otherwise, why in the world are they trying to recognize a Palestinian state? If Palestine already did exist, why do we need to like say that a state or recognize a state that has already existed? I don't, that makes no sense to me. So, woman, you want people to recognize a Palestinian state, but the Palestinian state apparently already existed. Why are we recognizing something that already existed then? Why do we have to recognize something that already existed? That makes no sense. So, yeah, Charlie was right yet again. Charlie was right about pretty much everything. And this woman is so delusional. And again, if Charlie said things that you disagree with, so be it. You're allowed to disagree. Fair enough. That does not mean you celebrate his death. That doesn't mean you try and make up excuses. The people that are trying to make up excuses about, it's justified because of what he said. So that means everything that you're saying right now that is hateful to Charlie Kirk, you're saying that it would be justified if someone took you out then. Is that what you're saying? Because that's the kind of logic you're dealing with at the moment. Oh, it's justified that Charlie was taken out because I disagree with what he was saying. Think about it. If you're saying we're not using any logic, why don't you use some logic and think about what you are saying before you say it? Hang on a minute. We've got anti-Semitism, anti-LGBTQI, whatever plus stuff. Woman, aren't you a Muslim? Aren't you about Sharia? You've got the bloody burqa on. I thought your religion says to murder people that are gay. I thought that was part of your religion, not to accept them. Oh, wait, you're a modern progressive Muslim, I see. Okay. You don't understand the hypocrisy right now. And yes, Charlie was a Christian and he was very much in line with what the Bible has to say about that sort of stuff. But you can say, oh, he was a racist, which he wasn't. He didn't have a racist bone in his body. And he wasn't homophobic, he wasn't transphobic, he wasn't Islamophobic. In order for him to be any of those things, Islamophobia has to actually exist. And same with transphobia. Like, I have to have a rational fear, irrational fear, sorry, but I have a perfectly rational fear towards dingbats like this because they're dangerous. No, he's not. He's a martyr. He's not a statistic. He's a martyr. Yes, he fought for freedoms. That's what he fought for people to have the right to the Second Amendment, to have freedom of speech. That's what he was all about. And yes, he said that. And it's right. It's not wrong. It's right. May have been an ugly thing or an ugly way to phrase it, but he's not wrong. It's horrible. We don't want any deaths at all. And I think people took it completely out of context as well, like they do with lots of things. Now, I'm not for violence of any kind. I don't think it solves anything. And I think it's just done enormous harms in our world today. Hasn't progressed anything really. It's kind of made things worse. Violence. It's what it always does. Doesn't solve a thing. And people like this, a Muslim woman celebrating, feels bad for the kids. Why? Oh, I'm not going to grow up with any father and they're going to find out later on what happened. I feel bad for the kids, not him. He was an evil man. People like this really disgust me. They really, really do. Anyway, that's enough from me. You guys take care. Be blessed, and I'll see you all in the next video.